So as uke in this version of Ikkyo, when he's pulling me out of balance, already here we can look at something. So here I don't want to disconnect from my arm. This is going to be an ongoing aspect that we're going to keep looking at again and again, just in different forms and different variations. So here, if I disconnect that arm here, now without any connection, without any awareness of what's happening, and basically if I disconnect from my arm, I pretty much quote-unquote lost, because there's no reason for him to continue the technique. You already saw him that he was punching me. I didn't react. Out of balance there, he can pretty much destroy me straight away. But if I maintain a connection between my arm and my center, which is again an ongoing topic in Aikido, if I maintain that connection here, now I can respond to whatever is happening. And if I would need to, I could counter. I could take that punch. I could enter. But we'll continue from here. So basically, there's a connection between my arm and my center. Here I block, again, not just with the arm, but with the whole body, so that my body would align with him, and if I would need to, I could redirect the energy. And now I let him continue, takes out my center. As he enters here again, notice how my center is looking at his center, how I'm looking at his center. A lot of times, especially beginners, the mistake they do, they disconnect here. Again, here I'm turning my back, so my back is open. He could kick, punch. I don't see what's happening. He could dislocate my shoulder. There's a lot of dangers here. So basically, if he continues to do the Ikkyo, and I'm here, nothing good is going to come out of that. I want to be here, so that if he would release the tension, I could go back in straight away. It's actually a good point for ukemi in any technique, that you want to give a bit of feedback. You don't need to resist. If you're going to resist, there's a chance he's going to actually hurt you. But you do want to maintain a connection, give a bit of feedback, that if, as I said, if he's not giving you energy, that you could give the energy back to him. So right, so from here, center to center. Also notice I'm bending my knees. If you continue, and I go on both of my knees, here again, I disconnected, but also if he lets go of my arm, I'm going to need a lot of energy to stand up. So again, in a sense, I'm disabled. But if we come back at this point, so he's doing the Ikkyo, I want to rather bend my knees, keep my back straight, so that from here, if he releases my arm, I can go straight back in. You can go on one knee if you have to, but again, here I turn my back a bit more, and if he lets go, I can stand up more easily here. So either on one knee or squat, but not on both knees. So here, I'm still in connection, and then when he continues, I always keep that connection with him, just until the end. At the end, a traditional way to go down from the Ikkyo is, first of all, you bend the further leg out. You place your palm on the mat, bent elbow. This helps you align your spine, so you're not hurting your body while you're being immobilized. You can place your head here. Oftentimes, in any Ikkyo, Nikkyo, Sankyo, any immobilizations, especially for beginners, there's a desire to watch back on what's happening. Here it's still so-so, but if he brings the arm up and does a Nikkyo, for example, now there's a tension in my shoulder, and if I look back, actually there's going to be a big strain on my neck. So it's good to look away, even if you want to look. So when he does the technique, I stay here, and eventually I give a signal that it's good. So basically, do your best not to turn your head back, even if you're interested in what's happening, because you might hurt your neck. And for the Ura version, same applies. So the beginning is the same. Now here, as he goes around, I want to go with him. So I don't want to, again, disconnect. I don't want my shoulder dislocated. I don't want to lose the connection. So when he goes down, I go with him, so that if he would release, I could anytime come back up. But he's not releasing, he's going down, but I stay with him, and eventually I place my palm, shoulder, and you can roll if you need to. So these are the main tips for Ikkyo Ukemi. Now, just one more exercise for you to explore. If you are interested in developing that, there's an exercise for Ikkyo Ukemi. So we'll go into a certain kind of Shomenuchi. I will enter towards him, bring him down. Now he maintains the connection with me. I go up to this point where he can still come back up. I release and he comes back in. He does the Ikkyo to me. Here, I keep the connection, he lets go. I come in, I let go, he comes in. So you always have to stay sensitive. You always have to feel that moment where you can come up. And if you want a challenge, you can stop at any point. So for example, I just started, I stopped, he needs to respond. If he goes all the way to the end, here, I respond from here, but he needs to make sure he's not tensing up. So if I stop halfway, I release, he needs to come back. If he stops here, I come back here. So you have to become sensitive in that sense. So all the time I'm giving him feedback so that I could come back at any time. This is a very good Ukemi feedback exercise.